Okay, hello. Welcome another RPA Friday sessions, this time number 7, using the power of Google Vision in UiPath. And I am Roman, and I'm also part of the Robot ICT family, where we love to automate every process possible. So just some quick info about Robot ICT. We are a Czech-based company focused on automation in different kind of industries. Okay, so we do this by using RPA, which is, you probably know, Robotic Process Automation, and we also use our own workflow automation software, which is more specialized on networks, data centers, and large IT environments. So if you want to know more about us, the academy, our community, all links are in the description. So now the webinar, now the Robot ICT. If you will enjoy it, please give us a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot of us. As usual, there will be time for answering your questions in the end, so you can type them in the chat once while you're watching, and I will answer them later. So this RPA Fridays will go about some really interesting topic. It will go about Google Vision activities or Google Vision technology and how to use it in UiPath. Most of you probably went across Google technologies, and maybe you use them every day in your smartphone, and maybe you use them for, I don't know, translating foreign language on packages. Maybe you use it when you are commanding your phone over your voice, and so on. So luckily, Google gives us these technologies to try them out and to use them for our advantage. So let's take a look. I will show you today 5 examples. First one will be about, as I promised, a robot that will detect a handwritten text and read it. Then one that will perform a safe search, so will recognize something not really nice on pictures. And then another robot that can recognize landmarks. And the last 2 examples will be image labeling, so that will be a robot that can actually tell us what is on the image. And the face recognition, a funny robot in the end that will tell if I'm smiling and I'm happy, or if I'm sad with sorrow. So this will be all examples. As a little exception this time, I will not build all the robots on the go, because I believe that it will take too much time, and I prepared all the workflows for you, so you can download them in the first link in the description if you want to work on it or if you want to learn from it. But this time I will guide you through the code, because the code is pretty simple, and I will show you on examples what I built, and you can get rather an inspiration. You can maybe think how to integrate it to UiPath, which is fun because mostly robots in UiPath are solving some kind of automation in companies and so on. So you don't come across too often with, let's say, landmarks detection. But for example, the handwritten text can be pretty useful. You remember every time you are filling out some form that says fill in capital letters because this is processed by a machine. Then this is something close to what you will see today. So less talking, more robotizing. So I prepared 5 examples, as I said, and I worked in UiPath. But firstly, if you want to work in UiPath with Google Vision activities, you need to first of all install the activity package that's called UiPath Google Vision.activities. That's pretty easy. And then you got these activities that I have here on the left. And the other thing you have to do to make it work is to go to your Google Cloud platform. So far, if you don't have it, you can register for Google Cloud platform with your Google account, and there you go to where you go to APIs and services library. Okay, sorry. And then you search for Google Vision, Vision, and this is it. This is what you want, Cloud Vision API. And I already have this enabled, so you would have here enable button, but then you go to something similar. If you want to work with a simple API key that is aligned to all the project, or the single project that you have, you maybe will go this way. Here in the Cloud Vision API, you would try to create credentials, but this is not the way to do it. You can create the 0820 client IDs and the service account. This is one way to go, maybe a little bit safer. But if you want to work just with a simple API key, which I will demonstrate, you have to go to the main menu and go to APIs and services and credentials. Okay, hopefully I got it wrong. And here you can create API keys, general one that can be used with Google services. So this is already what I have here. I created recently, and this is the key, the API key. So this is the only thing you will need for probably for the automation connection with the cloud. And of course, from the cloud, you can watch how many hints you did and how much the robot actually takes from your quota. Because Google is so generous that it gives us 1,000 hits or 1,000, let's say, pictures to analyze for each of the subsequent service per month. So it means that in our project, we can have 1,000 handwritten text detection a month or 1,000 safe search. So each of the sub-service can get 1,000 for free. You can get 1,000 hits for free, 1,000 images. Think about it. So if now it's somehow other way, so sorry for that, but in the video now, when I'm filming this video or doing this webinar, it's like this. So once this is easily set up, then I will show you the first example. The first example goal is pretty easy. I imagine you have a university and then you let the students to fill up some feedback forms. So I prepared some feedback forms here in the folder feedback. I actually downloaded some kind of form. I print it out. I fill it out in different styles and different pen colors so you can take a look. And I wanted to process this and extract actually some of the data. So you can see this is feedback form number 1, and there is some kind of course name, a teacher, and some answer for 2 questions. Okay, there are 2 questions. My goal in this demonstration will be to extract answers for 2 questions. So there is one, there's another one. I try to type a little bit differently with a different, how to say, geometric. And this is a black pen and some also capital letters. And the 4th example I wrote with a pencil. And I put a smiley here and some letters. And yeah, I was a little bit writing a little bit more, how to say, funky style. Okay, so here I have 4 feedbacks in JPEGs in relatively good quality, even though the scan on the print is not so good. And the robot is actually getting array of the files from directory get files. And because I will extract answer to question 1 and answer to question 2, and I will actually store it in an Excel file, I created an empty data table in the beginning. I hope the connection is good again. Sorry, and something wrong with my OBS, but it seems that it's running again. So sorry if there was a little lag. It should be fine again. So here I will loop and go through each file, through the feedback files, and apply the handwriting detection. This all is happening inside the Google Vision scope. I put it here. And as you can see on the right side in the properties, there is my API key. Please do not copy it and use it. And now you can actually see the other other properties are not necessary. This is filled, but it's not necessary because I set up the authentication key to API key to API key. And that's all you have to actually set up here. That's it. And okay, API key. And then these activities from the left, you are always putting in the Google Vision scope. It works easily. For example, this handwriting detection activity. You can take images from your hard drive or somewhere from your computer, or also from URL, which is pretty neat. Imagine you have, I don't know, maybe a webcam, maybe IP cam that creates a new image somewhere on a website, so you can actually access this one. Also can be fine. And as an output, you get a language, so it can recognize the language of the text and then the text. And I could actually show you how it works. And this robot is really cool, and it gives me all the text from all the form, which is kind of too much, but it's cool because it contains the data I want. Only I have to somehow find out how to filter it. So only using the regular expressions, I am extracting the answers because I know what is before the answer, what comes after. So pretty much 2 regular expression tasks. And then in the end, I have answer 1 and answer 2. As I said, I will not go today super in the details. I wanted to demonstrate it. I wanted to show you the power of it. And in the end, I'm adding it to a data row. And the last activity is to create a feedback spreadsheet. So I will show you once again the feedbacks. Okay, there's somebody who really enjoyed the part, some criminal law and so on, blah, blah, blah. And then now let's see if it actually runs. So I will run it and let's see if we have the results correctly and how it works. Let's give it some time. Hopefully this will be okay. Okay, it's doing something. And okay, you can see that I have some results here that I put into right lines, but let's take a look in the feedbacks. Okay, this is just fresh file. You see it has now this date, and you can see that I extracted the question and the answers for the questions, or the robot extracted, not me, or the engine, quite fine. Okay, there is some typo over there, but imagine you are actually getting a lot of scanned documents and you want to maybe just count how often people are positive or negative. You can do this also using machine learned models, and or you just want to process it for some I don't know, maybe a report or something, and you don't want to retype it. So this is super cool. And so this was first example. You see that I extracted, or it extracts what I needed. And let's go to another one. And this is really nice one. And this is a safe search. That's my favorite one, maybe from all of them, because yeah, it's fun. And the safe search is an engine of Google that detects if on a picture is something that it can be rated if it's for likely being an adult content, or likely or unlikely. Of course, there is some scale. Adult content, medical, racy, and violent. And you can also take a look in the documentation of Google, and you can somewhere also read what is considered to being racy content. And that's actually quite funny. Racy content is a likelihood the request image contains racy content. Racy content may include, but is not limited to, skimpy or sheer clothing, strategically covered nudity, lewd or provocative poses, or close-ups of sensitive body areas. And then we have violence and so on, and yeah, also violence. So I prepared a set of images, and let's see if this will be fine. So I prepared these images. Okay, there are some boxers in a boxing ring, which to me may be a little bit violent. Then we have this native tribe member where I covered some part of it, but it's still kind of naked man. Then I have this picture from some demonstration. I wanted to try it if it will be violent. A man taking a shower, nothing wrong with that. A statue of David. Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball. This is something your kids can watch in the TV, so I hope you are not offended. And a minion. So let's run it, or let's take a look at the script and run it and see. So I'm again assigning the files in the array, and this time I will actually create a Word document where always I will put the picture and the result of the safe search recognition. So I have for each picture a safe search activity from the Google Vision activities, and then Word activities, add picture, append text. You also have to install this package separately, the Word activities, but nothing hard. It's pretty fun. So let me run it. You can see that there is no Word document so far in my project, and let's see what rating we will get. So you can use this one maybe for, I don't know, if you will have some website where people upload their profile pictures, or maybe they upload some content. So you can have a robot that can check on it. Of course, you can do it in 1,000 other ways. You can use Python script, you can use any other connection. It's most of all just an API call and the response, right? But I'm showing it in UiPath because you can maybe somehow integrate it to the robots. Maybe I'm interested if you will have any idea how to actually integrate this one. Anyway, let's run it and go on to another example soon. So I'll run it, and now the pictures will be analyzed, and it will start to put the result in a Word document, hopefully. Yeah, okay. It's doing something over there. Let me open this. Okay. My hands are on the keyboard. So there we get always the picture and then the rating. The word activities are pretty cool, actually. If you want some reports or if you want to something to read later, then you can do it. So let's see if Miley Cyrus will be racy or violent, and or minion. Oh, also two guys in a fight. I forgot about this one. So that's it, and let's check the results. And it always gives us, from some scale, there's like very unlikely, unlikely, possible, likely, very likely, and such words. So it returns text interpretation. So this is very unlikely adult, medical unlikely, but racy possibles, and violent unlikely. Okay, it's not violent. Then this guy is likely an adult content, very likely racy, and really not violent. Strange that this is rated as unlikely violent. Okay, seems pretty violent to me, but you know, this is how it works. And think about that these machine learning models were trained. Then there must be, in the beginning, there were people actually answering if this is violent or not. So there is the machine learning has to learn from something. So the companies don't talk about it so much, but there are a bunch of people still working that are training these models on something. Unless it's you when you are choosing for the pedestrian crossing or a stop sign when you're doing the CAPTCHA, then you are helping. So this is possibly an adult content, a guy in a shower. And this guy, totally naked, Mr. David, is unlikely an adult content, which is cool because it's actually an art and it can be in a book for primary school. And is violent, unlikely. Miley Cyrus is likely an adult content and medically unlikely, racy, very likely. Okay, now our poor minion is totally safe, thanks God. And this is possibly violent. Okay, he did not really, okay, whatever. So this was example, okay, this was example. You can think about it what you want, and let's move on to example number 3. And this is landmark detection. This will be fast example of this tool. A landmark detection is nothing else than an engine or a tool that can detect known landmarks, for example, known places. I tried for the main square in my city where I live in Czech Republic, and it worked. It told me that this is the statue, this is the square of Liberty Square, but this time I prepared a picture from a very famous cathedral, Sagrada Familia from Barcelona, and this is actually a screenshot from Google Street View. So I'm using this as an input, Sagrada, and I will get the response in right line. So this is just a small, quick example. And let's see. Okay, and the result here in the right line is La Sagrada Familia, which is exactly what it is. So I don't know, maybe if you want to use this for your automation, I'm not really sure, but it's pretty fun. Number 4, here it comes a little bit more interesting. See, we're getting in a little bit of like a sinus. We started with something really interesting, now we have something like, and then the end will be surprisingly cool. Wait for it. So the label detection is nice for detecting any objects on the photo. So I will not talk a lot about it. Let's take a look at it. The photo I supplied to Robot is a famous cover of the Beatles album from Abbey Road, and from not only the album Abbey Road, but the street of Abbey Road. So let's see what the robot, what Google will think about this. And we are getting an array of labels from this activity. And we can also take a score, so like confidence of how much the engine is sure about the thing that's in the photo. So let's run it and see again in right lines in the output if we get some interesting information. So I'm not sure if you can see this here on the right side, and we can see that it's actually ordered from the objects that are most probably there, and Google is sure about it, to those that are less likely there, and it has smaller rating. So there is a car, 0.96 something, trousers, motor vehicle, road surface, infrastructure, gesture, sky, asphalt, tree, headgear, a road, street fashion, and so on, so on. So fun, even street pedestrian. So maybe this can be used for detection something particular in what you are looking for, and it can be something that can be detected for sure, but it can have different, how to say, as a human, we can detect, we can tell about things what they are, even looking at them from different angles, from the top, from the bottom. We can look at them in the dark, on a bright sun, and so on. But the machine learning models have to learn it and have to understand this. When these objects are pictured from different angles and in different conditions. So it's pretty cool that we have this. And in Google Photos, you can, for example, find in your gallery all your photos that have a bench on them, or then they have a lake on them, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, well, 2021, so that's it. So you can see that this is pretty neat thing. Google also have some try it out pages. If you Google it, you can actually upload your photo and do the recognition of what is on the picture. Okay, example number 5 will be my favorite because it will interact with me. And this is a face recognition. This little workflow will open the camera application, not the one that I'm looking at now, but the other one in my laptop on the left side. So you will see a bit of the studio, but no problem. And it will, in an infinite loop, take a screenshot of the program, of the camera application, and save it, and then use the annotate image activity. Annotate image can do a lot of from what I already showed you. On the right side in the properties, you can tick what kind of analysis you want. So it actually includes some of the activities that are already self-working. And you can also take a look in the documentation on Google on how it works. So I will use face detection, and the face detection can detect all the faces on a picture. I will, for this purpose, use just the first one and the only one that will be on the picture. That's why there is a zero. There is a zero in the, let's say, condition, also in the result. And I will show you what will be the result. The result will be if we can rate if likely or not likely there is a joy in my face, yeah, anger, or if I look surprised or sorrow. Okay, I'm not sure how people look when they sorrow, but I try to look as sorrow as possible, and I never get it in in let's say in a negative, in like likely sorrow face. Maybe I'm never sorrow. So now let's demonstrate this, and you will see how it works. Again, I'm using the output pane here. I will maybe make it bigger a little bit, so you can see that will fill the results. So let's try it out, and you will see my face from another camera, and you will see if the robot will tell, or Google will tell if if I have joy or there's a surprise in my face. Okay, so let's run it. It should open the camera application, okay, right in here, and you will see me in front of the green screen, and I will open the UiPath here because this is where the results should be. So here on the right side, you can see how the robot thinks about it, what the robot thinks about it, or what the machine learning thinks about it. So far, joy, anger, surprise, very unlikely. So maybe I should start to smile a little bit, like this. Okay, joy, unlikely. Okay, joy, possible. Come on, I'm enjoying this. So I can maybe look surprised, like this. Okay, very likely surprised. See? Okay, angry, possible. Okay, angry. Maybe angry is like this. Okay, so this is how it works. And I made this small robot just to have fun. Maybe you can just download it for yourself, and you can check if you in the eyes of a machine learning model look angry, or if you look in your machine learning model surprised and so on. Maybe you can have fun with your kids. So I'll stop this one and stop this one and close the program. And this was the last example from this RPA Fridays number 7. I made it more with examples, less with coding this time. So I hope you liked it. And now it's slowly going, it's the time for your questions, if there are any. And meanwhile, you are thinking about the questions. Of course, I will tell you that, what I want to tell you. Yeah, I will tell you that you can download this workflow from the first link in the description. And it will lead you to our community forum. So you can also take a look for other things on the forum. Maybe something will be a good inspiration for you. It's you don't have to register, but if you want to actually reply or you want to take part in some activities, you can register and reply. So okay, thank you for the comments that you like it, and I hope you get inspiration. Yeah, I also thought about that maybe if maybe to have the robot running all the time, and in case my mood is unlikely joyful, to let the robot to put a pop-up like, hey, smile, or maybe it can talk. Actually, robots can talk really easily if you want to have a robot that talks to you. But eventually, I don't see any really questions. I see some encouraging comments. That's cool. So thank you for that. And for my last minute, I would like to ask you, if you like this, please give us a like or subscribe for another content funny like this or serious a little bit more. And please come to the Robot ICT community forum. This is where the first link in the video description will lead you. And you can sign up for some software automation and also for RPA challenges, where you can challenge yourself, earn some points, and have some fun, So we also have RPA Fridays. That's what you're watching now. So you can sign up to them so you receive an invitation for each one, and so on. I think I said enough. So thank you for all your comments. Johanna said it's a great use case for some shop to see how happy your customers are. Yes, surely. Or it can count people, or it can count things, or whatever. Now, all the machine learning models that learned something are there to be used, and we should. Everyone can benefit from it when you're using your app with your phone with some apps, or when you are doing some enterprise things and you are helping your business with something. Think about anything. There are also text recognition activities from Google Vision that I did not demonstrate this one, but as you know, Google is pretty good in reading text. So maybe if you want to, I don't know, scan some package or you can scan some document and then you want to get the text from it, you can also use from it. Make sure you check the Google documentation, also the UiPath documentation for the Google Vision activities. And that's it. I hope that it was good and there were not too much connection problems, and and my voice and my image was smooth. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you will come next Friday. So thank you for your attention. Please give us a like, and next Friday, happy automation. Bye-bye. Bye.